Hello everyone, my name is Siku and today I'm going to tell you a story about Glenn and Crystal at the Durban July. Here it goes. Once upon a time there lived a hostler by the name of Glenn from the Glen Austin stables in Kyalami. Glenn was so passionate about grooming and nurturing horses. His passion came from birth as he was born and surrounded by hostlers. Glenn gave his all in nurturing these horses from the time that they are dam and sigh to when fowls were born and nurtured into stallions. The family sold these horses to horse riders, some to people that kept horses as pets, and some to other hostlers as they really had a very good breed. A white fowl was born that was different from the horses in the stable because they were either black or brown. Glenn decided to name the horse Crystal as she was a very beautiful surprise to him. He took very good care of Crystal to a point where even her bedding was white as crystal. So Glenn decided that he's going to keep Crystal as his backyard horse, with an option to enter her into a competition when she's older. If one could understand the horse lingo, one could easily deduce how jealous the rest of the flock were. Crystal grew up to make Glenn very proud. She had this snowy white man, her lip line looking down, her tail swaying left and right as she walked. She was a very beautiful and happy horse. Crystal did all she could to follow the instructions of her master, and within no time, she was the fastest horse in the stable. She was ready to compete, and Crystal was super excited. However, to both their utter dismay, a month before the race, Crystal stepped on a very sharp object, and she developed an abscess on her left hoof. She was in so much pain. Glenn was hurt and disappointed because it looked like his dream of winning the race would never materialize. He couldn't deal with this disappointment and decided to take a very harsh decision to sell Crystal to one of his customers. This customer was very excited to have Crystal in his stable because he had been admiring Crystal for a very long time. So he took Crystal to a vet who nursed her hoof. But it was difficult for Crystal because the environment was foreign to her. So she was struggling to fit in and she was taking so long to learn to walk again. But her master was very patient with her. And even her new family was very welcoming of her, surprisingly. Maybe they were intrigued by whiteness, who knows. It calmed Crystal and she felt at home. And it gave her that oomph to start fighting to be fine again. She started building on her energy and learning to race again, learning to walk again, learning to start playing with other horses again. After a year or so, Crystal was back to her old self again, walking freely left and right, a happy horse again. Her master was so happy. He decided to enter her into a competition just for fun because Crystal was a super fast horse. Little did he know that deep down, Crystal was wishing she could race and flaunt her skill. So he entered them into the famous Durban July. They were both excited. He found out at the race course that Crystal would be racing against her old master's new love. That should be interesting, as he thought to himself. Glenn was very disappointed when he saw that Crystal would be racing against him. But Crystal was with a new master now. Not out of choice anyway. On your marks, set. Off the gun went. The horses raced like their lives depended on them. Crystal was racing so fast as if she wanted to prove a point to her old master. The masses in the race course were so amazed and they stood up to cheer in awe of what they were looking at that point in time. As Crystal crossed the finishing line, hitting a new record that has never been seen in that stadium, everyone stood up and cheered even harder. That was difficult for Glenn, as he realized at that point in time that he made a very huge mistake by giving up on Crystal. But too late for him. That day was the beginning of the many beautiful races where Crystal was hitting and breaking all the records as she climbed up and up and up the leadership horse board. You go, Crystal. Yes, girl.